Shubor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Ka Sankardev College kala penlong nagajing ajing hikai ka ba arsngi naga national workshop kumshi benta gajing penkre ya G20 jan bhagidari ha ka bayadai bar gajing pentrekam ya national education policy jong snem arjar Hapoh da ka ba pensong nongrim halor gajing sedang ban penklan ya ka tho katar hakal yang gajing ken ka ba Hapoh ka nipun Meghalaya ha ba kren nagani kasngi nakal yang minister ka sarkar Jylla ba Lyngdoh ula kintu yigi nong hikai bakin long ka jing sha yaladi habaya kendo yiki jingdom haka jing ya linti ula ongru bagin day ban kintu yiki waipat bakin wan shakmat ban penlong yiki Jylla Meghalaya kum ka waini ki Jylla ka basdang yika kam haka jingnang jing start bat ka puli puthi namar ka ne ka jaka kala ai men siam yiki reu khra bat ki reu shampang ki basadin haka liang ka tho katar bat ki Khynnah bat ka shong hangi ban pensa priang yakani shaki babun uba por ula ongru baga Jingpep Skul Shiteng por jong ki Khynnah Hapoh ka Jylla kala jorba bat kum ka Jylla kanyale ban penle jingmut ha ka ban pet ye ka jinglong jingman ban ye ka jinglong kongsan namar ngia bun kam ha ka ban ya tai halor ka bha kam bha jam ban ye ka jinglong ka bha ngi bun kam ban ya tai halor ka yo kam sarkar ban ye ka jingpen khlan ye ka kam shimet bat ong ba ka ne ka pen i ba hangno re hangno ngi hiar ha ka jing ngotho jongi
the best minds of Dhaka. And I was strangely surprised that quite a few of them mentioned Shillong as their first stop of learning. They all had their background of education in Shillong. And to think that today we are overwhelmed by a very high dropout rate of children in the state, when we are confronted by the debate that tends to dwell more on reservation rather than on merit, government jobs rather than strengthening the private sector, it shows that somewhere we are sliding in our mental makeup. I was surprised that in my recent trip to Europe, I met Khasis who worked as nuclear scientists, and landing back home, people are talking of why not government jobs, why not stable jobs in the state secretariat. So today, I think the timing of the workshop could not have been better. We need to instill confidence in our kids, in our school and college going children, that we have it in us to be not only better than what we are, but to be on top of the world. The sky is the limit. Shillong has produced and has inspired the best of minds. When you read the autobiography of an unknown Indian by Niraj Chaudhary, he dwelt a lot on his childhood at Upper Shillong. And I found out that that particular work of his was a favorite of Winston Churchill. That's Shillong. Shillong, the birthplace of Arundhati Roy, who wrote The Goddess of Small Things. Shillong, the birthplace of the inventor of the ATM machine. A very ancient piece of wisdom that is found in the Bible, which says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. The book of Proverbs. I think a lot of policy making, decision making, anything that appears modern and ultra modern is always premised on very ancient wisdom. And today when you talk about molding children from the age of 3 up to the age of 8, it has also been scientifically proven that the first 9 years in the life of a human being are the most crucial formative years. We are all like pieces of clay, which at the initial stage can be molded into any form. Like a branch or a twig that can be shaped anyway while it is young. But when you try to shape somebody who's 40, 45, like most of us here are, we will always tend to resist. And when we resist, we either break or get broken. So I congratulate Sangatif College for this massive initiative, laudable initiative of bringing the best of minds from the rest of the country and scholars and students from different parts of the state to engage meaningfully in a workshop of this kind, trying to understand the basics of foundational literacy and numeracy, more so in the light of and the backdrop of what Shillong was. Because your motto as a college is from darkness into light. When that is your motto as a college, from darkness unto light, let us re-emphasize, reinvigorate ourselves with the thought and with the words like lead, kindly light. Words like whenever you encounter darkness, do not sit quietly and curse the dark. Try and light up the space you're in, however small your light is. So today, at the start of the workshop, all I can say by way of carrying the torch and beginning the workshop today is to encourage each one of us that in order for Meghalaya to re-emerge as a hub of education and learning, it is entirely up to each one of us to rediscover the spark, revisit our history, and to also know that this place has inspired and given birth to folk tales, legends, poetry, literature of what I would consider amongst the best in the world. And once we find pride in that legacy, we should be able to spread the word around that merit is in our DNA. Merit is in our DNA. We are capable. We have the potential. We have the gift of doing it, starting with young kids who are. I found out that above everything else, he was also called a scholar and a saint. And that resonates with my name, Paul. And I think that became a eureka moment for me.